Welcome. Today is a tutorial on everything you wanted to know about the Nexus Super Join Builder. It's about 8.5 minutes long, but it'll go fast, and everything here is ingenious, so you'll get an opportunity to see how this works. Let me show you. The first thing you want to do with your systems with Nexus is to right-click on a system and say Collect Cache Tree Hierarchy. I'll do it again on my Netezza. Collect Cache Tree Hierarchy. Nexus is going out and it is examining and finding everything you'll have in your system objects. You'll see why later. Open your snowflake tree. We're going to do a snowflake and Netezza federated query here. Right-click on one of the tables and choose from the menu Super Join Builder. You'll be able to then see what the addresses table joins to, and now you can pick the columns you want on the report. Now, to use that join menu, you'll have to define the join the first time. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. The SQL is automatically built, and this is ready to execute at any time. But now I'm going to add a Netezza table. I'm going to do it two ways. We're going to add two tables. This is one way to do it. Open your Netezza tree. And now grab the table that you want to join, drag it in, and touch the table it joins to. Here's where you define how things join. Provider code and provider number. And that's the first way to do it. Now here's the second way, and this is why we collect the cache tree hierarchy. I'm going to put in here service code, and it'll show me everywhere in my snowflake system, my Netezza system, every system that I've collected cache tree hierarchy, where the word service code is. So I just drag that services table to the claims table, drop it there, and now I define the join again. So those are two ways where you can drag in tables either from the system tree or through the search. Now, our tables are ready to go. I'm hitting actually my mouse control scroll wheel, holding the control down, and I can make tables bigger or smaller. I can then pick the columns I want on this report, and this SQL is built perfectly. I can see here a graph and chart we'll talk about later. Now, this is the most important thing. This is the hub. This means Snowflake. I'm going to run this federated query and process the join on Snowflake. Now I hit the Save Join button, and I'm going to save this federated query where I can share it with others, but I can recall this at any time. That's an important aspect of this. Notice that I can create a table here if I decide I want to with the results, but I'm going to execute this query. Nexus is converting the Netezza tables. They're the foreign tables since Snowflake's the hub. Building load scripts, moving those over to Snowflake, and now the SQL works brilliantly on Snowflake, and there's my report. That's my federated query. Notice the hub with Snowflake. That's what we've done. Now, I'm changing the hub to Netezza. It will say, what type of data movement do you want? If they're big tables, I can use powerful utilities. And now when I execute this, it is the Snowflake tables that are being converted to Netezza. The load scripts are being built, and this moves over to Netezza where we process this on Netezza. If I would have picked the hub of my PC, it would have brilliantly brought everything back to my PC and joined it there. Now, I'm going to go and open up my Snowflake Netezza federated query here, and I'm going to manipulate the columns. Notice I've gone to the columns tab, and as I move things, I don't need claim ID. I just take it and throw it in the trash. Oh, I forgot gender. I just drag it up. See, the columns at the top are what I've checkmarked. On the bottom, they're not. So I can manipulate the order, and this is what I wanted. Now I did the order by, and it's going to order by first name, last name, and claim date descending. That's how the data will be ordered. If I go to the joins, I can change them to inner, left, outer, right. The where clause would allow me to add where statements, which I can also do other ways. I'll show you how to edit the SQL, and I can place in analytics window functions right here. But now I'm going to edit the SQL. If you want to write your own stuff, use the Super Join Builder to get the columns you're going to want on the report. But now you can change this any way you want. And I'm going to do that right here. I said edit the SQL. It's kind of saying, okay, this is the Snowflake hub. It's going to move to Snowflake. Be using the Snowflake syntax, but you're taking your own chances here because Nexus didn't build it. You're now building it. This is a great combination. You can use the Nexus to get your joins down, the columns you're going to need, and then you write any SQL you want here, and this is going to work fine. I'm concatenating the first name with a space and then the last name, and I'm editing my SQL. I'll call it full name. You'll see that on the report. I execute this. Once again, the Nexus tables are being converted. The DDL and the data types, the scripts are built. It comes over here. And now we see the result. And once again, notice we see full name. So you have the ability to edit. Now look at this. If I want to change the settings for the data movement, I just hit this button and it says, what kind of movement do you want here? I can do that, but here's the big key. If this was a billion row table and I didn't want all of it moving, I can put a filter right here. So I can write a where clause for this table. So when it moves over to Snowflake, it only moves now the columns it needs and the rows it needs that meet the where condition. That's the brilliance here of controlling the columns and the rows that you're moving. Once again, there is the report. Here's the create table right here. So instead of bringing the results back, it'll run the federated query and it'll place this on a database on any system. I'm saving this to Snowflake. It's running the federated query, but instead of bringing the results back, it created that table. That table now exists on Snowflake. Now look what I've done here. I've gone to my system tree, opened my favorites, picked the federated queries. I'm going to pick the one we just did, and now it's going to be in my tree. I don't even need to bring it in the Super Join Builder. Watch this. I'm going to execute that federated query, and it will run by itself. How clever is this? And I will get that result set just like I did before. I saved it with the hub of Snowflake. It executes and makes that hub Snowflake. There is the report. Now, I'm going to go to dark mode because it just feels so good. Notice here I hit Super Join Builder. It opens up. I can go here to say load join. Once again, I can load the join that I had before, and right there it is. That is everything you need to know about the amazing Super Join Builder. And here's the graph and chart showing keep the hub as Snowflake. Nexus does so many different things, from migration to query to data federation to the Nexus Super Join Builder. It's brilliant. Reunite your data.